Secret planet-sized human warships emerged, shocking the entire galaxy. No life, it was a place where nothing should exist. Yet the signals came again and again. Kalen Tor, a senior scientist of the Zarine species, stared at his console. The lines of data were unusual. "These readings, they cannot be natural," he said, his voice trembling slightly. His assistant, Veshra Lin, looked over his shoulder. "Maybe some new star activity," she suggested, but her tone was uncertain. The numbers did not match any star patterns or cosmic events they had ever seen. On another side of the galaxy, human space remained quiet. No one suspected that humans had been building in secret for generations. On Earth, far from the eyes of any alien observer, a hidden project moved forward. It was called Project Titan, though the name was only known to those working on it. The project had a single goal: to create warships that could rival whole planets. Not just ships, but entire worlds that could move and fight. Captain Alex Carter walked through the enormous control hall of the underground facility. Walls of steel and light surrounded him. Panels blinked with thousands of tiny lights. He paused near a massive viewport and looked at the half-built structure floating in the hangar. It was larger than any station or ship ever imagined. "Status report," Alex said to Commander Lisa Brown, who stood beside him. "Systems are online," Lisa replied. "The gravity stabilizers are functioning at 97%. Propulsion arrays are ready for the first test. Engineers report no major issues." "That day is coming, Lisa, but not yet. I just wonder, can anyone outside imagine a ship this size?" he said. He shook his head. "They think humans are weak. We are hiding a secret that could change everything." It floated in the hangar as if it had its own mind. Meanwhile, the galaxy beyond humans' home watched. Alien explorers sent small probes into the dead zones to find the source of the mysterious signals. None of them expected what they would see. Some believed the readings were caused by asteroid collisions or leftover wreckage from ancient civilizations. The idea that humans could build something in such secrecy never crossed their minds. In orbit around a small, deserted planet, a probe detected energy spikes. Kalen Tor and Veshra Lin observed the readings carefully. "Look at this," Kalen said. "The energy patterns, they are too organized. This is artificial." Her voice was quiet, almost fearful. Humans had long been considered primitive compared to other galactic civilizations. Their fleets were small, their technology basic. They were hunters, traders, and explorers, but nothing more. And yet the data suggested something massive, something alive, moving in ways no one expected. Back on Earth, the human warship floated silently in its hangar. Alex Carter walked along the surface, feeling the vibration of the immense core. He stopped at a window and looked at the enormous world inside. Engineers called it the Leviathan. It was almost the size of a small planet. Forests, rivers, and mountains were simulated inside its internal environment to support life and testing. It could sustain millions if needed. "We will run the first test tonight," Alex said. "Just enough to show the galaxy that humans are not helpless. We move quietly, we watch, but when the time comes, we strike." It did not roll or spin like a normal ship. It moved as a whole smoothly, like a living planet. Engineers cheered quietly. The Leviathan moved forward a few meters, breaking centuries of silence and secrecy. In the dead zone, alien sensors picked up the movement. The signal grew stronger, sharper, more undeniable. Kalen Tor leaned forward. "I told you," he said to Veshra. "Something is out there, and it is not small, it is huge." On Earth, Alex Carter and Lisa Brown observed the data streaming in from external probes. They smiled. The galaxy had no idea what was coming. Millions of humans had trained for centuries in secret. The Leviathan was only the beginning. Other similar ships were already being prepared. Some were half-built, some in dormant mode, waiting for the signal to wake. "Soon," Alex said softly, "the galaxy will see what humans can do." They discussed the strange energy spikes. Alien leaders argued and debated, but none could agree on what it meant. "It is probably a natural phenomenon," one elder said. "There is no human presence this far out." Humans had always been seen as minor players in galactic affairs, yet the signals were undeniable. Some researchers insisted on sending fleets to investigate, while others argued it was too dangerous. Back on Earth, Alex Carter knew the moment of discovery was approaching. The Leviathan would soon leave its hangar. Other hidden ships would awaken across the galaxy. Humans had waited patiently, silently for centuries. They had watched as the galaxy grew arrogant and careless, assuming humans were weak. Now the time was near to show their strength. Captain Carter walked through the command hall again. The walls reflected the soft glow of control panels. Lisa Brown followed, observing every detail. "How long until the others are ready?" she asked. "Another year," Alex replied. "The others are in hidden facilities around the world. We have been preparing since the first human colonies reached orbit. It was a long plan. Everything must be perfect." Whispers in the void were growing louder, and soon those whispers would become screams of surprise and fear. For now, humans waited, calm and silent. The Leviathan rested like a giant predator waiting for the right moment. Alex Carter looked out at the simulated horizon inside the ship. Forests stretched endlessly, rivers wound like silver threads, mountains rose majestically. It was a world. A moving, living, deadly world. "We are ready," Alex whispered, and in the empty darkness of the galaxy a shadow stirred, unknowingly watched by many. The first human warship had awakened. The galaxy was about to learn that humans were no longer weak, no longer helpless, and no longer invisible. The secret of the moving world would soon change everything. The whispers in the void were only the beginning. Far from Earth, in the dark regions of the galaxy, alien fleets gathered. They had detected strange energy spikes in the dead zones. Commanders of several empires assumed they were investigating natural anomalies or abandoned stations. No one thought humans could be behind it. Humans were small. Humans were weak. Humans could not build anything so massive. Kalen Tor and Veshra Lin prepared a fleet of scouts to explore the area. Their ships were sleek and fast, designed to avoid dangers and gather information quietly. The mission was simple: find the source of the signals, take pictures, and report. "Remember," Kalen said to his pilots, "do not engage, only observe. We do not know what we are dealing with." "I can feel it." Gravimetric readings spiked. Suddenly the dead zone was not empty. A massive shape moved silently, fluidly, like a living world. "What is that?" one pilot gasped. "Impossible," another said. "It cannot be human. Humans are weak. They cannot build anything this size." The hull reflected the faint light of distant stars. Smaller objects like moons orbited it. The ship seemed alive. Back on Earth in the hidden facility, Alex Carter watched the external sensors. The test of the Leviathan had triggered the alien probes. He smiled faintly. Humans had been careful. The galaxy believed humans were weak. It was time to show that they were not. "All systems normal," Lisa Brown said, her eyes on the console. "Aliens are reacting. They detected the energy spikes." It was a world moving through space. Gravity readings alone could destroy their instruments if they got too close. "We need a closer look," Veshra said. "We cannot fully understand what this is from a distance." Shields activated automatically. The smaller moons around it adjusted their paths, forming a protective formation. The aliens froze. No attack came. No weapon fired. The humans did not reveal their power yet. Back inside the Leviathan, engineers monitored every system. Ryan Scott and Mia Turner were ready to respond if anything went wrong. "They are getting close," Mia said. "Let them," Ryan replied. "They have no idea what they are facing. It cannot be alive. It is a machine." "Do you think they will attack if they find out the truth?" They had never attacked any major empire. It seemed impossible that humans could have built something so massive. "We cannot ignore this," one elder said. "If humans can build one of these, they could build more." Humans survived disasters and thrived despite limited resources. If humans had secretly built something massive, then the galaxy was vulnerable. Back on the Leviathan, the humans continued their tests. The ship moved gracefully through space inside the hangar. Small drones left the ship to gather data from the outside. Alien scouts tried to track them, but the drones were too fast, too small, and invisible to most instruments. "They are cautious," Alex said. "Good, we do not strike first. We do not need to. Let them see what they believe is one ship." The galaxy has forgotten how strong humans can be. Now it is time to remind them. A world moving in space like a single thought. Veshra turned to Kalen. "We need more scans," she said. "We cannot leave until we understand what this is." They could not tell what it was. Humans moving, automated systems, something alive. The uncertainty was terrifying. Back inside the Leviathan, Ryan Scott monitored the external feeds. "They are trying to see us," he said. "Let them try. They will see soon enough." Humans built these ships to survive anything. They will learn that soon enough. It is alive in some way. The first test had succeeded. The galaxy had seen the Leviathan, and now doubt had entered their minds. Humans were no longer the weak species the galaxy had mocked. "They will talk," Lisa said. "Aliens will spread the story. Humans will be feared. Patience is our weapon now." More ships were being prepared in secret, lying dormant, waiting for the signal. "So many possibilities," Ryan Scott said. "We could protect our world, or we could show the galaxy our strength." It rested silently, a giant among the stars. Humans had waited long for this moment. The galaxy had assumed weakness. Humans had planned in silence. Soon more ships would awaken. Soon the galaxy would learn the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were not helpless. Humans had built warships the size of worlds, hiding them for centuries, ready to emerge when the time was right. The first reveal had shaken the galaxy. The whispers in the void were growing louder. Soon, every alien race would speak of the Leviathan. Humans had begun their return to the stars, not as hunters, not as traders, but as a force the galaxy could not ignore. And the humans waited, calm and patient. The galaxy did not yet know how many Leviathans existed. They did not know that the human fleet could move like shadows, silent and unstoppable. The lie of human weakness had ended. The galaxy would never forget the first sight of a planet-sized human warship. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. News of the Leviathan spread through star systems like wildfire. Commanders and leaders who had laughed at humanity now spoke in whispers of fear. Humans were no longer a weak species. They had been hiding planet-sized warships for centuries. In the dark regions beyond the known galaxy, alien empires began to prepare fleets. Dozens of warships were assembled. Fleets from multiple species coordinated for the first time. They did not fully understand what they were facing, but fear drove them to action. "We must destroy this Leviathan before more appear," said Commander Veshra Lin. Her voice was steady, but her eyes betrayed worry. "We cannot let humans gain the advantage." They were ready for battle, armed with gravity disruptors, energy cannons, and missiles capable of destroying planets. Yet the Leviathan and its hidden defenses were unlike anything they had faced. On Earth, Alex Carter watched the alien fleets through the Leviathan's long-range sensors. Beside him, Lisa Brown monitored communications. "They are moving faster than expected," Lisa said. "Let them," Alex replied calmly. "This is what we have prepared for. Humans have waited long for this moment." It was not just a ship. It was a moving fortress capable of defending itself and launching counterattacks. "We are ready," Mia said. "The weapons systems are online. The defense drones are deployed." Gravity cannons hummed. Energy beams charged. Missiles streaked through space aimed at the Leviathan. The first attack hit. Alien fire struck the outer surface of the Leviathan, but the shields absorbed it. Energy sparks danced along the hull. The attack had no effect. Alien commanders stared in disbelief. "How is this possible?" one pilot shouted. "Our weapons, they are useless." They intercepted missiles, dismantled sensors, and disabled weapons with precise strikes. Alien fleets were confused. They could not tell where the attacks were coming from. The Leviathan seemed to anticipate every move. On the command deck, Lisa Brown monitored every action. "They are retreating," she said. "Their formation is breaking." "We do not need to destroy them yet. The galaxy must learn that humans are not to be challenged lightly." Inside the Leviathan, Alex remained calm. "Activate the secondary shield array," he ordered. "Bend space around the ship and defuse the attack." "We cannot touch it." Smaller human drones pursued, disabling alien scouts and observation ships. On Earth, Alex watched the results. "Good," he said quietly. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy will remember today. They will learn that underestimating us is a mistake they cannot afford to make." Far in the galaxy, a small fleet of alien warships tried to organize a counterattack. They underestimated humans again. The Leviathan deployed mobile defense moons, small planet-like drones that orbited the ship. They absorbed attacks, fired back, and confused the enemy. Alien commanders were frustrated and afraid. Their tactics were useless against humans' technology and strategy. "They are too organized," one commander said. "Every move is calculated, every response is perfect." "Humans are stronger than anyone imagined," she said. "I am glad to fight for our species." "Prepare the communication network," Alex said. "The galaxy must understand that humans are no longer weak. We will offer a chance for peace, but anyone who attacks will face our full power. They must know that our strength is for protection, not aggression." Alien scientists tried to understand the Leviathan. Kalen Tor studied the energy patterns and structural design. He could not explain how humans had built a moving world capable of surviving planet-destroying attacks. Veshra Lin turned to him. "We cannot match them," she said quietly. "We cannot even understand their methods. Humans have prepared for everything. We have underestimated them for too long. The galaxy must learn to respect humans, or we will regret it. Then they will truly understand the scale of our strength." Inside the Leviathan, engineers continued to prepare. Each system was tested, every weapon calibrated, every defense improved. Humans had waited centuries for this moment. They had learned patience, strategy, and endurance. Now they were ready to defend themselves against any threat. Ryan Scott and Mia Turner walked along the vast corridors of the Leviathan. The hum of energy from the core echoed like a heartbeat. "Can you believe this?" Ryan asked. "We are controlling a world, a moving planet." Humans had shown their strength, but the war was not over. "We will continue to watch," Alex said. "We will defend ourselves, we will protect humanity, and when the time comes, the other Leviathans will awaken. Then the galaxy will see the full power of humans." The lie of human vulnerability was gone. Humans were patient, intelligent, and unstoppable. The secret of the planet-sized warships had changed everything. And in the darkness beyond the stars, more Leviathans waited silently, hidden, patient, and ready. Humans had begun their return to the galaxy, not to conquer, but to ensure that no one could threaten them again. The galaxy would remember the day the Leviathan fought. They would remember the power of humans, and they would learn that when humans fought, even worlds could be moved. The age of human strength had begun. The galaxy was no longer calm. News of the Leviathan spread through every system, whispered in fear and awe. Entire fleets that had once dismissed humans as weak now prepared for war, unsure of what to expect. Yet humans had planned for this moment for centuries. On Earth, Alex Carter watched the galactic messages with calm eyes. Beside him, Lisa Brown monitored every channel. Humans had shown their strength, but the full reveal was yet to come. "They think we have one ship," Alex said quietly. "Let them think that for a little while longer." Massive world-sized ships lay dormant in secret orbits, under ice, behind asteroids, or deep in hidden star systems. All waited for the signal to awaken. "Systems are stable," Ryan said. "We can activate them at any time." Lights blinked on their surfaces, engines hummed to life, gravity stabilizers adjusted. The planet-sized ships moved as if they had a mind of their own. Far in the galaxy, alien fleets noticed the first movements. Scouts reported unusual activity, energy spikes stronger than before, more shadows passing over stars. Alarms spread quickly. Commanders called emergency meetings. Veshra Lin and Kalen Tor stared at their displays in disbelief. "This cannot be real," Veshra said. "More than one? How many are there?" Planet-sized warships glided through space like massive shadows. Smaller defense drones and moons orbited them, ready for any attack. The galaxy could not ignore them any longer. On the observation deck of the lead Leviathan, Alex Carter looked at the fleet. Lisa Brown stood beside him. "Are they ready to understand?" she asked. "They will understand," Alex replied calmly. "Humans do not seek war, we seek survival, but anyone who attacks will face the full strength of humanity." "We have waited long for this moment," Alex spoke through the communication network addressed to the galaxy. "Humans are not weak. We have hidden our strength to survive and to prepare. We do not seek conquest. We do not seek to rule. We seek only to protect ourselves and those who cannot protect themselves. Understand this. Any attack against humanity will not succeed. But they have enough power to destroy us all." Humans had reminded everyone not to underestimate them. On Earth, Alex Carter and Lisa Brown watched the reports. Fleets were adjusting. Panic spread among some empires. Humans remained calm, patient, and in control. "They understand now," Alex said. "Humans are not to be ignored. Our patience and planning have shown our strength." Ryan Scott and Mia Turner smiled as they observed the galaxy's reaction. Centuries of work had prepared humanity for this moment. The secret warships were no longer hidden, and their presence alone ensured humanity's survival. "We waited, and they believed we were weak," Ryan said. "Now they know the truth." The galaxy will remember that. Humans were no longer just hunters or explorers. Humans were protectors capable of standing alone against the galaxy if necessary. Alliances were formed, trade resumed, and peace talks began in areas that had once been hostile. Yet humans did not rest. Each Leviathan was monitored constantly. Fleets of smaller ships patrolled space. Defense drones orbited strategically. Humans had learned from history, patience, planning, and strength were key to survival. Alex Carter stood at the observation window of the lead Leviathan, looking at the stars. Beside him, Lisa Brown watched the reports. Humans had revealed themselves, but only their first wave. More Leviathans remained dormant, waiting for the right moment. "This is only the beginning," Alex said. "Humans will continue to protect themselves, their world, and anyone who cannot defend themselves. The galaxy must learn that humans are strong, intelligent, and ready. More Leviathans exist. The galaxy must respect them, or we will face consequences we cannot survive." Patience and secrecy had been their greatest weapons. Ryan Scott walked along the corridors of one Leviathan. "Can you imagine what the galaxy is thinking right now?" he asked Mia Turner. Mia smiled. "They are learning the truth. Humans are not weak. Humans are patient, intelligent, and unstoppable when needed." "Remember," he said, "we do not seek war, we do not seek conquest, we protect, we survive, we are humans, and the galaxy will remember us." They defended. The Leviathans patrolled space, guardians of humanity, symbols of power and patience. Smaller ships moved in formation, scouting and protecting. Humans had ensured that no threat could reach them without facing overwhelming force. The galaxy had learned a lesson that would never be forgotten. Humanity was not weak, and they were not helpless. And in the vast darkness of space, the hidden Leviathans waited silently. Ready, patient, unstoppable. Humans had changed the galaxy, not with anger or conquest, but with the truth of their strength. The age of human power had begun. The galaxy would never again underestimate humanity, and humanity would never again be unprepared. The secret of the moving worlds had been revealed, and the universe would never be the same. Humans were no longer silent. Humans were no longer weak. Humans were ready to stand alone if necessary, but also ready to protect others. The galaxy had learned the truth. When humans fight, even worlds can move. And so, the story of the Leviathans ended one chapter but began another. The galaxy would watch humanity with new respect, fear, and hope. The humans had waited centuries, hidden their strength, and now the universe knew humanity had arrived.